I spent 9 days in Fairbanks, Alaska chasing the northern lights. I choose the term chasing because not one of these days had clear skies in Fairbanks itself. We had to drive 1 to 3 hours every night for a chance at clear skies and aurora viewing, but it was totally worth the risk and sleep deprivation. Overall, we saw aurora 6 out of the 9 days, and 3 of those shows were amazing to the naked eye.
Whoa, I'm just laying under the northern lights right now. Oh my god, this is cool. We're both just looking straight up at him. Whoa. This is cool. We are directly under the northern lights. This is so... Look at me. I might be out of focus here. This is awesome. Wow.
My first night in Fairbanks was an overcast day. However, we had a clear sky opportunity to drive 2 hours south to Healy, Alaska. On the next night, my friend Josh invited me on an Aurora tour guide because the owner Nick asked him if he could drive one of the vans for him. I thought it would be a cool experience to share with you and see behind the scenes what it's like on a tour guide to see the Aurora Borealis. After all, that is one of my biggest dreams in life, to own an Aurora tour company. An Aurora tour guide is great for tourists and beginner photographers to get out to remote locations in Alaska on below zero nights without the worry of driving on icy, snowy, and unfamiliar roads. Nick was sure to keep his guests comfortable and awake by offering hot coffee, tea, cocoa, and reindeer sausages on these late, frigid nights.
Alright guys, well I just got back from my first Aurora guide and we had a decent night. It could have been better, but showed up. At least the aurora did show up and the sky's clear, so you can't complain about that. Just want to thank Nick over here.
Hey, I'm Nick with Aurora in Alaska. I'm one of the lead guides and also one of the photographers that go out most nights with Aurora in Alaska. So we had a really good night out there. We probably had level 2 KP. We were hoping for a little bit more because the forecast showed a 4, but all in all, we got some really good pictures. Had a really good night. What do you think?
Yeah, that's the one great thing about Fairbanks is you really don't need much to get under the aurora, since we're pretty much in the aurora circle, and I live in Kodiak, and the problem there is you need like pretty good substorm to kind of get a decent show. So what we saw tonight would be like a decent show in Kodiak. I'm sure like for the first time it's pretty cool to see. So
yeah, some people come all the way up here and don't get to see anything at all, so I think most people are pretty grateful to see it, but you know, it's really hard to on cloudy days be able to find the clear sky, and that's what we work really hard to do, is studying the cloud map, studying the weather, and going to the best possible location to view the lights from. And tonight we had perfectly clear sky starting out.
That's the hardest thing, is it's hard enough to predict our own weather, but we have to predict the weather from the sun that hits the earth and hope that the satellites from NOAA and NASA are accurate, and sometimes they are and sometimes they're not, like tonight.
Yep, that's true. You know, about the only thing you can control is the moon cycle. So when you're planning your trip to Alaska, you can look at the moon cycle and come when the moon is at its smallest stage, because that's going to give you the best possible chance to view the lights at their brightest, because the light pollution from the moon detracts from viewing the aurora.
All right, I think that's going to do it for tonight. I am tired and we'll probably get out of here soon. So once again, thanks, Nick.
Yep, no problem. I'm going to edit these pictures, get them all to our guests, and get ready to do it again tomorrow.
And just give them your website.
I'm Nick with Aurora in Alaska. Our website is auroranak.com. That's auroranak.com.
Okay, I'll put a link in the description. And yeah, thanks a lot. With no aurora Sunday night, my friend Josh and I just hung out and flew some drones in a rough set of weather. If you want to check out that video, click up here. That bad weather stuck all of Sunday night and no aurora happened. On Monday afternoon, my friend Shane arrived and we got some food and started to head out the road for a chance of clear skies. We drove 2 hours through a blizzard and got lucky for an absolute gorgeous night of aurora.
there's Shane right there. This is cool. We are directly under the northern lights. This is so, look at me. I might be out of focus here. This is awesome. Okay, we're starting to move down the road a little bit, trying to get some more compositions. It's not tending out, but you can see how it's wavy and dancing very good to the naked eye. My face is cold, like I'm in Alaska or something. Oh, maybe because I'm like a couple miles south of the Arctic Circle. All right, here we go. This is live footage now with the Sigma 1.4 20mm lens, ISO 51,000, but that doesn't matter because look at those streaks up in the sky. Look at this. I'm gonna point up overhead. Look at that. Whoa, how about that? Look at this. Here, we're gonna lay on the ground together and we're just gonna watch the northern lights from the ground. Look at that, guys. What the heck? This is epic. Wow. This is too cool. Real-time northern lights just booming across the sky. Here we go. Straight up. Look at that. Straight up. Wow. Wow. 1.4 f-stop is just the way to go for northern lights. I'm just impressed. This is probably the best way to capture northern lights. You enjoying this, Shane?
I'm loving this.
This is pretty epic. I mean, you're laying down watching the aurora, getting some epic footage. I mean, that thing is, look at that. You might want to go change your camera. You can see behind me that this aurora is really popping off. We were starting to head back because it's getting pretty late and we don't want to get back dead because we fell asleep at the wheel. So as we slowly head back, the skies are in and out with clear, and once in a while you just gotta stop and take in the view. This is the view I'm taking in. It's not a bad view, I'd say, huh? Nothing too much going on this side, but here, it's just, oh, I really love what this is doing. This little circle cinnamon roll here. This is really cool. This camera here, this is my Canon R5 with the Sigma 14mm f1.8, or I don't even have that lens. The Sigma 20mm f1.4, and shooting a time lapse with my shutter speed at 1.5 seconds, I believe. And the ISO is 1600, so with a 1 second interval to really capture as fast of a motion as they can get, because this is moving pretty quick and I don't want to take too long getting it. You know, what's really strange is in Fairbanks, all of the trees are extremely whited over. They have snow, but out here, I don't know if the wind just gets so bad that knocks the snow off. I wanted to introduce Shane, which I'm sure you guys seen before, especially in my DJI videos, this morning when he flew in, but we've just been so busy. I had to switch B&Bs today, and then I picked him up, hung out with his son for a little bit, and just haven't had much time to film. Came right out tonight and recorded with this. Look at that, right up overhead. I mean, that is just... As I'm talking to you, it's blowing up. It's it's out of my time lapse now. I can tell you right now, this is where my time lapse was. It looked about like that, and now it is just blowing up. No gloves right now. My hands are really cold. Look, straight up overhead. Look at that. Wow. Just enjoy this for a minute and I'll shut up. Look at that. Whoa. Oh my God. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, look at this. Oh my God. Whoa. Dude, wow. The definition in this Aurora is just insane. Oh my God. Wow, look. What the heck? Look, just park on the side of the road. We haven't seen a car all night. And look at this. What the heck? Wow. I gotta get some gloves on. Pretty dark out. Aurora is still out, but it kind of died down a little bit. One thing I noticed with the Canon R5 is when I turn the camera on, it takes a while. You see the light is red? It takes a while before I am able to shoot. You can see once this goes red, we'll count down how long it takes. Once it stops being red, we'll be able to shoot, but I can't do anything. If I try to pull the trigger right now, it's not doing anything. So I think the memory card is what gets cold because I don't have the problem on the Canon R6. Okay, now we're good to go. So a lot of people with the Canon R5 have an overheating issue. I have a underheating issue, I guess. 20 millimeters wasn't wide enough to get that time lapse. That cinnamon roll was kind of cut out a little bit. You can still see what it did. One of the great things about recording time lapses is one, you can make a cool video out of it at the end. You can turn it into a star trail. You can make a star trail time lapse, and you can also take individual shots out of it and use as your photographs. So a time lapse shooting in interval mode really gives you a big advantage in astrophotography like this. So something to think about for your future. Say to yourself, I kind of hope it dies down so I can get some sleep. Sounds pretty stupid when you say it out loud, doesn't it? We're heading back to Fairbanks. We're about an hour away, and just wanted to show you how thick the snow is that we've been driving through tonight. And that is one reason to get a tour if you're not familiar with snow. There's a little bit of clear skies overhead, but we're still getting snowed on, so something you gotta be careful of. I don't want to be in the road too long, but you can see that it's super deep, and you gotta be careful if you don't know what you're doing. Look at the back of the vehicle. It's collected all the snow. That is crazy. You could just see that it's just super thick.
For Shane just arriving a few hours ago, escaping blizzard conditions, I found this to be an excellent night of Aurora. Here's a few photos from this night.
One thing that I really wanted to mention was when you're this far north above the Arctic, under the Aurora Oval, you don't have to rely on Aurora data that much. It doesn't take much for the Aurora to appear when you're directly below the natural Aurora Oval. But in the meantime, we have some clear skies, and it's about 11 p.m. right now, and we have some rings to close on our phone. So we're just gonna do some jogging and walking back and forth here, get some exercise in because we were pretty lazy today. But our goal on this trip was to close all of our exercise rings, so enjoy that while hopefully we get some Aurora. All right, well, that was kind of boring. Well, my face is frozen and I feel warm, but I'm also cold at the same time. My face is completely numb. There's kind of a little bit of a glow, so we might be able to get a shot. Nothing too fancy right now, but who's to say that doesn't turn into something cool? Let's find out.
While there was some Aurora, it wasn't very impressive or worth taking much photos of. Here's a short time lapse of the night. The next 2 nights were extremely snowy and cloudy throughout the state, but still decided to make the best of it and enjoy the beautiful snow.
Well, it's a pretty snowy day, and came out here with Shane because the weather has been really bad, so we haven't been able to shoot Aurora for a day or two here. And snowing a lot. We got a little blizzard here, and ended up doing a portrait shoot. How's it going, Shane?
It's going great. Got some great shots of each other and can't beat these landscapes.
Yeah, so we were walking over here at Creamer's Field. Like, you can see this tunnel here. It's really, really cool for some portrait photography with the snow covering up your face and everything. Really fun. My cameras are drenched in snow right now, so having a lot of fun despite it being cloudy and snowy.
Here's a few favorite photos from our photo shoot.
Well, it is a pretty cold night, cloudy, not too great of a chance for Aurora, but we made some coffee and drank some Jet Boil coffee. Buddy, cheers. Cheers. That's gross.
Oh, God.
After 2 days of bad weather, it looked like we had a chance at clear skies once it got dark in the Delta Junction area, about 2 hours east of Fairbanks. We drove down to Donnelly Creek because we heard despite being negative 10 degrees Fahrenheit, it often has flowing water perfect for reflection photographs.
Well, I know it's a little foggy right now and a bad angle, hard to see me, but Northern Lights were kind of behind me. Nothing too special, but I had to crawl through this river here and worked out pretty good. I really got some compositions that I like, but we're gonna try to find a better place to go. Been out for a while and we're braving the storm.
Remember when I said time lapses are the way to go for Aurora viewing? Here's a star trail time lapse I made into a photo.
Look at my tripod legs. There is just a thing of ice on them. That's where I had the tripod in the water and now it's just ice. That's crazy. I wonder if I can even close it. Oh my God, no. It's frozen. All right, on to the next location. It kind of blew up. I got a really cool few shots of the reflection. And, oh look, she's blowing up there. All right, we're gonna go. We gotta go find a new spot. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Whoa, look at this. This is crazy. Finally, some nice mountains too. Look at that just whipping across the sky. Whoa, that is real time. That is wild. Straight up too.
We weren't really expecting much aurora tonight, but it ended up being a really amazing experience to see in the Delta Junction region. As we made our way back to Fairbanks, we stopped for a few time lapses just south of Fort Greely. It's our last full day here, and finally we at least get a nice sunset to see from Murphy Dome.
Well guys, we are leaving the B&B to chase aurora one more night. It's kind of cloudy out, as you can see, but this is our last night to chase, and honestly we had a pretty good trip. I'd say since I've been here on Friday, I saw the Northern Lights on Friday night, Saturday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, and Friday night. So today's Saturday night, and it's our last opportunity. I will say we've had some pretty good shows. One of the most frustrating things for me is, since we've been basically chasing clear skies more than aurora, it's been really hard to find compositions going through the dark. A lot of times it's just kind of pulling off to the side of the road and hope we can find something good. So I'm not gonna lie, I wish I could just scout some areas and just stick to that spot, but I can't do that because sometimes Northern Lights won't be in that composition, or I just won't get a clear sky there. So just so you know, sometimes you just have a plan and it doesn't work out. But anyway, we've been really happy with everything so far. Shane, what do you think about the show so far?
It's been an amazing trip. I think you're going to see some awesome stuff.
Yeah, awesome stuff indeed. Last year we were here, it was really cold out, and it hasn't even been that cold, but man, my fingers get so cold and my toes get so cold, and sometimes it's just too complex to put on gloves and whatnot. So hopefully I don't get frostbite tonight. So I don't know. Some of the nights we saw aurora, I know that some of the tours canceled because of the clouds within an hour or two drive of Fairbanks, but we drove a little bit further and chased ourselves, and that's why we got lucky, and that's why I prefer to chase aurora without a tour, just by yourself or with a friend or a group of friends that are like-minded photographers. And it makes things so much easier when you don't have random people flashing their flashlights on you, or their headlamps, or their phone light. That's why I really prefer chasing aurora by myself. I'm talking to you on my iPhone right now. I got two cameras going. Of course, I started one time lapse and the aurora was there, and now that it's blown up, it's everywhere except. But you can see the aurora behind me, and it's just absolutely going off right now. Right overhead, you can see that. It is absolutely beautiful. This is too cool. No, literally, this is too cool. Like, my hands are frozen. I can't do it right now. This hurts, but I'm gonna suffer through. Wow. Watch it just rip across the skyline right now. It's moving so fast. I don't even know how to take a photo of that. About 1/100th of a second sometimes. There are little jagged edges, and I just find that absolutely amazing.
Well, our last night went out with a bang. It was a quick one as the clouds came in and started snowing. Take a look at a few photos from our last day of our trip.
Well, buddy, I think we had a really good aurora trip. Not bad, about like 80% success rate, maybe like 75%. And really good aurora tonight, I'd say.
Absolutely.
Yeah, nothing like ending your trip with a bang.
Last year, Shane and I also visited Fairbanks. If you want to see that video, click right up here. Other than that, that's all I got for you guys today. Why don't we end the night with a nice beer and that'll do it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh my God, you're killing me.